you know, we could start the season with the only person in midfield in the engine room.
What do you want to get out of this preseason? Why is it so important? Is the results important to you? Obviously, we got a Man United game in there, so
yeah. I mean that one. You know how I feel about United, so like that one. I want 3 points or whatever.
I said I want 3 points from a friendly game.
Yeah, like that one's different. But no, on the serious note, I want to see patterns of play. I want to see confidence. I want to see just how we'll set up and more stability the closer we're getting to the start of the season. I don't mind dropping players in here and everywhere, shifting players wide here and playing them in positions that maybe aren't, you know, they're natural. But as we progress, I want to see that more, that solid, like that look more solid. And I want us to get some of the other players who have, you know, Smith Rowe's been away for a little bit, it seems, or will probably join up on the US tour because of the under-21s. Even bringing Turner back, then obviously getting Rice and Timber to join up. I want to see the depth. I want to see the combinations. And just, you know, the confidence grow, because I think we've had two previously good pre-seasons, more or less, I think, especially last season anyway. I remember that pre-season was really good, and that obviously seemed to speak well to us going into the season. So yeah, that's what I want to see. And really, I think it's giving a little bit of a insight into, you know, where some players are, or, you know, where they're going to be, if they're going to stay or if they're going to go, or what their role will be. Because with the signings of Rice and Timber, you can obviously, we've now increased the trust in the team, and I've always spoken about having that 17, 18 man squad of players you trust to rotate in and out. And it's just shining a highlight on players who need to get the F out of here, bro. They need to kick rocks, you know? And I think pre-season will shine a light on that as well, you know? And this is just, you know, me, I'm a football fan. I'm an Arsenal fan. Arteta probably knows this, you know, players like Holding, like El Neni, like Cedric. This guy loves to be in a photo or in a media thing. He's always there, like, yo, you man are not getting rid of me. And yeah, I think it's just, he especially Cedric, I think he just really still embodies the, you know, like what we used to be. And I think it just irritates me. I mean, there's even still Pepe. I mean, I heard conflicting reports that, it's done now. His agent's been told to look for a new club for him. But then I hear that he's been given one last chance. So, you know, there's still a lot to sort out within the squad. But, excuse me, bro. I think pre-season, like I said, I found it more exciting over the years because we're just allowed to see how we can see the team play and how we can see the team moving forward. So, yeah, man. Is there anything you're trying to get out of pre-season?
We need to win. We need to win our games. Like, I know it's only pre-season and, you know, we're not supposed to put a lot of stock into the result. It's all about players getting 90 minutes in their feet and learning, you know, tactically what the gaffer wants. But for me, we need to win our games, because I only know how our fan base and how I will feel if it's like we beat MLS All-Stars, let's say, lose to United, lose to, or maybe draw with United, lose to Barcelona, and maybe lose the Emirates Cup. And all of a sudden that doesn't look great, and you're starting a season and it's like we want the energy that was there last season. Yeah, we want everyone to feel like, oh, okay, you know, I don't think anyone was really caring about preseason. We beat Nuremberg 5-1 or whatever. Yeah, and then maybe we had a couple other games. We beat Chelsea 4-0, and I think everyone set up at that moment. Yeah. Yes, it's a preseason game. Yeah, but we beat them 4-0 or 4-1 or something like that. Yeah. And everyone was like, all right, like okay, that's pretty decent. I mean, yeah, it's pre-season, but it's not like they're kids playing. Like, this is the same Chelsea team and Arsenal's first team. So yeah, fair enough. Like, and then things just, the season started, and then we were off to the races. Like, so it's a similar sort of thing, man. Barcelona thrown in there is good, because obviously we got the Champions League level to deal with this season. So I think we probably should have got more teams from the continent, I would have said.
I hear that.
United is just for ticket sales and things of that nature. But I could have done with a Barcelona, an AC Milan, or something like that, as still a friendly, but just maybe a different playing style, just so the boys can get used to it. But that's one thing. I think the results are important. I also think with the change in midfield, with Xhaka going, is going to be a big. How long has Xhaka been at Arsenal? 8 years or something like that.
7-8 years, yeah. And even Troy, just to interrupt you, bro. Like, I realized straight away, because Trossard played left 8 in a friendly, and he was playing like he was going like touchline wide, and it was like I couldn't make head or sense of it. Like, again, I'm not a massive tactician guy like that, but I tried to understand. But he was coming so wide, where Xhaka kind of is in like in the space in between, and then he'll kind of play it left to Martinelli or whoever's wide left. But he was like real wide left, and Nelson was real wide left. Like, so things like that. We just need to see how the midfield's going to look now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's difficult. It's going to be very difficult, because this is Xhaka, hate him or love him, has been a fixture of our midfield for the past 7-8 years. So although we're saying that what we have got instead is an improvement, is better, it's still the players around them have to get used to it. So I think that there seems to be a lot of upheaval with Havertz coming in, Rice coming in, like we're saying, Timber possibly being an option there. Partey, we don't know if he's coming or staying, and he's going to ultimately have a new partner in there. Odegaard's going to have a new partner in there. The gelling process of this midfield, so that they work like a very strong engine room, like they are on paper, is going to be important over the next few friendly games. So I think that's maybe one of the core areas of the pitch where we just need to know what is the starting 3 or whatever in that midfield, which I don't think right now, especially with the lineup at Nuremberg, we're any closer to really knowing. And I think maybe the next MLS, the next game will be similar. I think there'll be a lot of players here, there, and everywhere. I think maybe the United and the Barcelona game is where I'd start to like sit up and think, okay, we're going to start to see who's probably going to be starting, who and what the positions are going to look like, and get an idea to see what we might be able potentially to do. I think it's definitely a bit of a worry, just in terms of the gelling process, because pre-season doesn't feel that long. It doesn't feel like we have a lot of games. I mean, we'll probably have another behind closed doors one, maybe when we get back, potentially, But again, it's like, it's still not a lot. I mean, if I'm Arteta, I think we're doing a lot of like work in the meeting rooms, about the positions that you want us to play, and how, we're going to adapt to our new signings and our new people that we've got in. So it's going to be a lot of that, because you're taking out Xhaka, and the party situation is continually evolving. If he comes out, we've spoken about it anyway, but I wouldn't want him to go. Having him, would obviously add so much quality, but him coming out and potentially having to replace him with another person, we could start the season with the only person in midfield in the engine room with Odegaard, and we kind of almost classify him as part of the attack. So having 2 new players playing together, it could be detrimental, but if that does happen, the hope is that the quality comes in and is able to just keep it at least at a steady berth, and then they can build that compatibility together. These games, like you said, there doesn't seem to be many of them. I just remember now we've got the grandfather of all friendly games in the Community Shield to play against Manchester City, and again, like, although we don't really put much stock into that particular match, I don't want there to be it's too early for there to be an uproar of things aren't working and this, that, and the other. I need that match against Man City, especially because of our track record at Man City. It needs to be a warning shot. Even if we go in there and beat them 1-0, like someone's let off the gun somewhere, like and everyone's just like, oh damn, like Arsenal are
trust, 100%.
Like something needs to happen in that game where it's like we can visibly see we have taken a step forward. We haven't. We're closing the gap on Manchester City. We haven't closed it. Their squad is still impeccable in terms of options they have.
Of course,
but we are attempting to close that gap, and the quality that's come in this season has helped. But we need to get the hoodoo off our shoulder as to losing to Manchester City. I know we've beaten them here and there, FA Cup or something like that, but you know, now going into this season, let's do it again. Yes, it don't necessarily mean nothing before we have our 2 games with Man City within the league.
Yeah, no, I agreed. I think again, it's one of those ones where no one's really fussed if we don't win, but I still think the manner, you know, we cannot go there. I remember a couple seasons ago when we slapped them like 3-0. Like maybe it was 2015 or 2016. We need that. And either way, even if we, you know, it goes to penalties or something like it did with Liverpool, you know, just that sort of performance where like you feel like, oh, actually, Arsenal are all right. You know, whether it's false pretenses or not, obviously we hope it's not. We just can't go in there and it's just like they blow us off the park. Because all of a sudden, we spoke about how the media have been treating us. We're 200 million spent and they don't look, you know what I mean? We're not trying to hear all that. So it's really important that we use the preseason and the US tour to really cement and solidify how we want to play, the players who are going to be playing, and just building that trust and having those rotation options to be able to just change things at the drop of a hat. That's going to be so important.